Go.
Thank God we're not live.
Who or what inspired you to become the professional you are today?
Well, the truth is that I knew since I was truly 4 years old that I wanted to work on TV. I remember telling my family, back then I was living in Venezuela, I come from a really traditional family, and obviously they were really, I don't know, not upset, but I don't have any family members that are in this industry.
So you're the first.
Yeah, I'm the first one. I have an aunt that she's in advertising, and back then she was active working on that, so maybe that kind of things inspire me a little bit. But I always knew that I wanted to work on TV, and I kind of work on the both sides, not only as a talent, but also in the production side, so I can, have some kind of say on what I was doing. So that's what I've been trying to since I was in high school.
Perfect. What was your biggest challenge in becoming a host or a producer?
Well, if I tell you the biggest challenge, at least in Hispanic television, that's where I've worked, is actually mix both. Being a producer and a talent. That's one of the hardest things because Hispanic television is not really used to having the talent, the on-air talent, actually writing and producing their stuff. So I think that for me that was my biggest challenge because I've been wanting to do both things since the beginning. So some people don't understand that, and they feel kind of weird about that. So that was my biggest challenge.
What would you say you love the most about your profession?
Well, the thing that I love the most about my profession is that I think communication, all the mass communication, all the media, now not only television, radio, and writing, but also websites and even social media. You get to be in contact with a lot of people that obviously you wouldn't be able if you were in another type of industry. And I think we obviously will make a huge impact in our communities. And I think that when you do things the right way, you can impact positively a lot of people. So that's one of the things that I love the most, that you can reach so many people. And in my case, the show that I was not only aired here in the United States, it was aired throughout all Latin America, and then I can, in my pages in Twitter and Facebook, I'm in contact with people from not all over the USA, but also a lot of people from Guatemala, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico. So I think that's one of the things that's incredible about this profession.
Well, I mean, I guess you really won't have anything, but is there anything you dislike about your profession? That gets stressful or anything like that?
Well, actually, there's a lot of stress obviously involved with TV. If I will say that dislikes is that there's a lot of egos in this profession. So you have to deal with a lot of people and egos, and sometimes that can be a little stressful. And I think that the biggest challenge is that for me, for instance, I like to have everything really perfect. And some people, don't have the same standards as I do. So when you're doing something live or you have a show that it's airing, tomorrow, and there are people that's not in the same pace, it's it's a little stressful. Let's put it that way.
Same thing that happens on TV all the time. If you could, I'm sorry. What has been the most rewarding experience during your career?
I think what I was telling you, kind of a combination of the thing we spoke a little bit earlier, having the ability to reach so many people and have an impact in them in a positive way. I have people writing to me about people that want to do the same thing that I do. So they ask me for advice, and that's really rewarding for me because I can tell them, I can encourage them to get education, get training, because that's the way that I did it, and I think it's a way because we need communicators that are prepared. And I went to school. I'm actually keep going to school. I'm doing my master's right now, and I do workshops all the time because I think we need really professional communicators on the field, and for me to be able to encourage them to our new upcoming producers and our talent is really rewarding.
last question I have for you today is if you could give any advice for young adults striving to become professionals in this field, what suggestions or tips would you give them?
Well, the first thing that I will tell them is they need to be prepared. It's a really hard business, and you need to be passionate about it. If you're having your doubts, then just take one or two classes because you need to be able and willing to work in an environment that is really stressful, that will require a lot of hours of work, and be able to do multitask. So if they're willing to do that and they're positive and they're passionate about it, definitely to keep going because it's a beautiful profession and like I told you before, it's really important to get education, go to school, and get training and being on top of everything that is going on. Because I think that's the best way to be a professional in the communication.
If you could go back in time, what would you do differently, if there is anything?
Yes. If I could go back in time and do something different, it will be for sure to have a main goal, more clear and try to stick with it. Because I was in for some time I sat on a position longer than I think I should have. So and that kind of drive me away a little bit from my main goal. So I think that if I would do it, it would be and that's what I'm doing now. Every month, I'm making sure I'm on the right path and reevaluating everything that I'm doing and making sure that every minute of my work is going to the main goal.
So that is all the questions I have for you, Carolina. I would like to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good. I know enough about it.